Good morning, students. In this session, we are going to start new chapter, animal tissues. Okay, already in structural organization, plant tissue is deleted by CBSE. So only we are going to study animal tissue. Now, what is tissue? See, tissue is an aggregate of similar cells and cell products forming a definite kind of structural material with a specific function. Clear? So in general we can say similar type of cell combined together to perform a specific function, and it is termed as tissue. Tissue is made up of one or many types of cells of common embryonic organ and have same function. Clear? So animal tissue can be classified into main four types: epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue and nervous tissue. Now one by one we are going to study in detail each type of tissues. Now see, each tissues form a specific function, perform specific function, and they are present at a particular place. So you should note down which type of tissue is present in which organ, whether it is present in internal organ, whether it is present in digestive system. Each and everything you should note down. Now let us start epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue is a sheet of cells that covers an external or internal surface. Clear? It forms a protective covering on the outside of the body, and some of the tissues are often modified into glands that produce mucus or enzymes. Some epithelial tissues arises from ectoderm, okay, like skin epidermis. Some are of mesoderm, like coelomic epithelium, and endoderm, that is gut epithelium. So this cell of epithelium are very closely packed and intercellular substances very minimum. Okay, so epithelial tissues are of different types, that is depending upon its structure and function. It may be squamous epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, columnar, ciliated or stratified squamous epithelium. Squamous epithelium tissues is composed of single layer of flat polygonal cell, and it is present in the lines of heart, blood vessel, lymph and alveoli of the lungs. It is also present in the thoracic and pericardial tissues. Clear? Now next is cuboidal epithelium. By name only we can recognize that it is cube shaped cell. Okay. Round nuclei is located in the center of the cell, and it lines small ducts and tubules of kidney, salivary gland and pancreas. This epithelium is involved in secretion, absorption and excretion function. Columnar epithelium made up of single layer of cell, and it is rectangular in shape. Okay, it is present in the lining of alimentary canal like stomach, intestine. Okay, it is sometimes microvilli is also present. So these cells are scattered in epithelia of respiratory and gastrointestinal tract and are named for their resemblance. See, goblet cells are there, which are modified columnar epithelial tissue, and its function is to secrete mucus. Now next is ciliated epithelium. Ciliated epithelium is a modification of columnar cells. It has fine hair-like structure, which is termed as cilia, and it is present in the lining of fallopian tubes and respiratory passage. The cilia in fallopian tube propel over towards the uterus, and cilia present in respiratory tract, it secretes mucus towards the pharynx. Glandular epithelial cells are present in the glands. Okay, so its function is secretory. So these cells secretes material in the form of zymogen granules, and on the basis of presence or absence of ducts, it may be exocrine or endocrine. Clear? And it is present in respiratory tract, salivary gland. Okay? Connective tissue is mesodermal in origin, and all connective tissues have two major constituent cells and extracellular matrix made up of ground substance and fibers. It may be fibrous connective tissue, supportive connective tissue, or fluid connective tissue. See, function of connective tissue is to join together the other tissues of the body. It supports, it gives protection to underlying organs, and it is nutritive in nature, and it also helps in transportation, and like lymphocytes, and it function as a immune. Clear? So let us one by one discuss all types of connective tissue. Now areolar tissue is the most generalized of all connective tissue. It connects and supports other tissues which are present under the integuments, between muscles. It supports blood vessels and nerves. Okay, the matrix is semi-solid with cells such as fibroblast, and see, the mast cells are large, ovoid and mobile connective tissues with spherical nuclei, and mast cell secretes granules which contain anticoagulant. Okay. Fibroblasts are the main cells of areolar tissue. They are large flat cells with irregular protoplasmic process which secretes hyaluronan. Okay. Now supportive fibrous tissue is hyaline cartilage, fibrous white fibrous cartilage and yellow fibrous cartilage, and along with that is bone. Now, dense fibrous tissue, it is present in the dermis of the skin, and it attaches, or we can say it connects muscles to bone. And yellow fibrous connective tissue, they are present in the ligaments, and their function is obviously connecting bones to bone, and they restrict movement of bones and also protect us from this location. Clear? So it holds the bone, it manage the bones of a joint in a place so that it cannot get displaced or dislocate. Adipose tissue is a specialized loose connective tissue. Okay, it consists of large spherical or oval cells called fat cells, and it is present beneath the skin around the kidney and bone marrow. Actually, it acts as a thermal insulator because it is a poor conductor of heat. So, prominent adipose tissue are present in subcutaneous fat. Okay, they may be of two types, white and brown. Plasma cell is also known as cartwheel cell, and they are derived from beta B lymphocytes. Plasma cells synthesize and it secretes antibodies into the blood. Obviously, what will be the function of it? It will protect us from foreign material, or we can say pathogens. Okay. RBC, it helps in transportation of blood. It helps in exchange of gases, exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. And it is red in color due to the presence of hemoglobin. Muscle tissue, or we can say muscular tissue, is mesodermal in origin. Means they originate from mesodermal cells or layer. They have specialized property, that is contractibility. Okay, all muscles, they contract and relax. On the basis of structure and location, it is of three types: skeletal or striated muscles, smooth or visceral muscles, or we can say non-striated, and cardiac muscles. Striated muscles, they are also known as skeletal muscle or voluntary muscles. See, you can easily see in picture also that it is striped. Okay, that's why it is known as striated muscle, due to the appearance of prominent cross striation. It is known as striated muscles. They are voluntary, that is, they are capable of conscious control. Okay, they are under our control, that's why. They are extremely elongated and multinucleated. They are often described as muscle fibers, and muscle fibers are formed from myoblast. Cardiac muscles are present in the wall of heart. These muscles are long, cylindrical, branched and uninucleate. Strength of cardiac muscle is due to specialized intercellular junction. Okay, as they provide strong mechanical adhesion between the adjacent cells. See, cardiac muscles are striated, involuntary. They contract and relax regularly. They are characterized by mitochondria and related with enormous metabolic demand. Cardiac muscle continue rhythmic contraction throughout life under the control of autonomous nervous system. Smooth muscle, by name only, it is clear that it does not show the striation. Okay, and they are widely distributed muscles in the body. They form muscular components of visceral organs like blood vessel, gastrointestinal tract, uterus, urinary bladder, iris, ciliary muscles. Okay, and they are involuntary muscles. There is very fine membrane around each fibers, and Smooth muscle never connects to skeleton. Okay, they may be single unit smooth cell or multi-unit smooth cells. Smooth cell does not have tropomyosin mechanism of controlling contraction. Nerve cells originate from embryonic ectoderm layer. Clear? So, two types of tissues are found in nervous system. Neurons, which are excitable cells, and it initiates, receives, conduct and transmit information. And second is neuroglia. It is a special type of connective tissue which supports the nerves. See, neurons are longest cells in the human body. There is no division for neuron, and depending upon the number and nature, they are of three types: unipolar, bipolar and multipolar. Unipolar means single neuron, axon is present. Bipolar means only single dendrite and axon at the opposite poles. Multipolar means numerous dendrites and one axon is present. Neuron is divided in different portions: cell body and its process, axon and dendrites. Cell body is also known as cyton, and it is present in abundant glandular nucleoplasm, and with a large nuclei is present in the center. Okay. Axons and dendrites are extension of cell body which forms the white matter of the nervous system. Clear? And fine fibrous connective tissues surrounds the individual nerve fiber and is termed as endoneuronium. Axon longer process and branches with many filaments called telodendrion. Clear? So this is the structure of axon. Dendrites are highly branched and function is to carry impulse. So this topic is over. Watch the PDF properly, and I am sending the PDF also. Note down the points, and if you need any help, you can contact me. Thank you. Have a nice day.